Now that Kobe Bryant's career has come to an end, we finally have a definitive view of where he stands among the all-time greats. But how do other players stack up to Kobe? In this video, we're going to compare Kobe to LeBron James and see which one comes out on top. Now, it's probably not possible to compare their complete careers since Kobe has suffered through the lows of reaching retirement and LeBron is still in his prime. So we're going to compare prime LeBron to prime Kobe. We'll look at 5 categories: physical gifts, offense, defense, intangibles, and achievements and accolades. So, will the chosen one defeat the Black Mamba? Let's find out. Let's start with what each player had out of the box, their physical gifts. Kobe Bryant is 6'6" and weighs about 200 to 215 pounds. He has a reported vertical jump of 38 inches. However, like we said, that's a reported number, so it's hard to confirm. I think we can all agree that Kobe has never had a problem with not jumping high enough. The average shooting guard is about 6'4" and 200 pounds, so Kobe has basically the ideal body for dominating as a shooting guard. He's tall, long, lean, and strong. He's also crazy quick. Now let's look at LeBron. He's 6'8" and about 250 pounds. His reported max vertical is around 40 to 44 inches, again unconfirmed. While Kobe is a lean killing machine, LeBron is a beast. The average NBA small forward is 6'6" to 6'8" and around 210 to 220 pounds, so LeBron has an extra 30 to 40 pounds of muscle on him and is extremely quick and explosive for his size. So who has the advantage? While Kobe has the best features of his position, LeBron is a rarity. He has physical attributes that very few players have, so we're giving this one to LeBron. Now that we know what each player was given to work with, let's see what they do with their physical tools, starting with offense. When talking about each player's style offensively, it's almost night and day. A little variation is to be expected since Kobe and LeBron played different positions, but they really are two different players. Kobe is one of the best jump shooters ever and has near perfect form. He can catch and shoot or pull up off the dribble. LeBron, on the other hand, is not a good jump shooter at all, which he himself has readily admitted. Where Kobe can easily take his defender off the dribble to drive at the hoop, LeBron's game is predicated on it. It's really his main offensive weapon. They're both excellent one-on-one players, but they get their points in very different ways. Kobe is crafty, quick, and very good at creating his own shot. LeBron is basically just going to bully his way to the rim. Now, is that a bad thing? No, but it does give defenders and teams something to attack. Interestingly, LeBron has a higher three-point field goal percentage than Kobe at 33.9 compared to Kobe's 33%. LeBron has historically had trouble at the free throw line, where he has shot 74.4% so far, where Kobe has shot a solid 83.7%. One area where LeBron excels like very few have at his position is passing. His court vision is amazing and he's a very willing passer, averaging nearly 7 assists per game for his career. This makes him even harder to defend. As far as Kobe, well, he is a good passer. He's shown the ability to average double-digit assists, but he's definitely more of a scorer. He's won 2 scoring titles to LeBron's 1 so far. Now, LeBron's physical gifts mean that he can play multiple positions. However, we're simply talking about each player's offensive games, not what position they play when they score. Another factor you could consider when it comes to offense is the clutch factor. How clutch is each player? We're going to talk about that in the intangibles section later on. For now, all in all, who is the better offensive player? This is a close one, but we're giving it to Kobe. Both can effectively drive the lane and find open teammates, but Kobe's ability to hit jumpers and free throws are skills LeBron just doesn't have. Defense wins championships, right? So who dominates on defense? Both Kobe and LeBron are excellent defenders, probably some of the best at their position. LeBron's strength comes a lot from his physical tools. Because of his mixture of size and quickness, he can guard multiple positions, though he's a safer bet at shooting guards and small forwards or maybe undersized power forwards. His signature defensive move is the chase down block. It seems simple, like everyone could do it, right? Well, it's harder than it looks because first, you have to be fast enough to reach the transition player, who is usually a guard, but you also have to be tall enough to block the shot. Very few players match that profile, again showing LeBron's rarity. He's a good one-on-one defender, but can also jump the passing lane to get steals. Kobe also has a reputation for being one of the best wing defenders, and while he's not as versatile as LeBron, he has the strength and length to guard multiple positions if the situation calls for it. When Kobe gets set and determined to stop his man, that's usually what's going to happen. His footwork is unmatched, which allows him to stay by his man no matter what. LeBron typically uses his size to control his opponent on defense, but Kobe just sticks to you no matter where you go on the court. LeBron currently has 5 all-defensive first-team selections. At the same age, Kobe had 8 all-defensive first-team selections, 9 total. Despite Kobe playing nearly until he was 40, his defensive rating is only 3 points lower than LeBron's, which is even more impressive when you consider that defensive rating takes into account rebounds, something LeBron averages more of than Kobe. When you look at advanced stats like defensive win shares, LeBron has an advantage over Kobe, despite playing 7 fewer seasons so far. Again, as a forward, LeBron's higher rebound percentage will influence these ratings, so take that into consideration. Speaking of rebounding, LeBron has an obvious advantage playing a forward position, but Kobe is actually a very good rebounder for his position, averaging 5.3 for his career. So who wins this category? Honestly, it's a tie. They're both just awesome defenders, and that's pretty much all there is to it. These are the things you can't really measure. Well, some of them you can, but really we're looking at how each player performs as a teammate. How does he contribute to wins in ways that don't show up in the box score? Well, let's start with something that many people try to measure. It's that one thing that's a sore spot for all LeBron fans: killer instinct. Does LeBron choke? Has Kobe made every game winner he's ever taken? Well, the answer to both questions is no. In fact, from March 2012 to January 2015, Kobe missed 13 straight game-tying or go-ahead field goals that would have been called buzzer beaters. In the 2011 playoffs, when LeBron reportedly choked, he shot 40% from the floor in clutch situations, much better than Kobe's 25%. The Lakers also got swept that year. In fact, from 2000 to 2012, LeBron shot 46% in clutch situations, where Kobe shot 39%. The point is that they both made game-winning shots and they both missed game-winning shots. Kobe is typically more aggressive in end-of game situations, whereas LeBron sometimes defers or doesn't force a shot. Both have worked. Both have not worked. What about each player as a teammate? It's well documented that Kobe can be difficult to get along with. His competitive nature makes him a little rough around the edges, and he has a reputation of being a slightly selfish player, whether that's warranted or not. Like we said earlier, he is a great passer, but he'd rather just do it himself. Because of this, some players would rather not be on the same team as Kobe. LeBron, on the other hand, is a little more easygoing. He's serious when he needs to be, but he's not critical of his team, and plays an unselfish game. Everyone wants to play with LeBron, not just because he's good, but because he's a good teammate. What about consistency? This is a little hard to measure, though there are a few equations people have come up with. We used a couple of very unscientific methods, and here's what we came up with. We compared Kobe's MVP season, in which he was 29 years old, to LeBron's last MVP season, in which he was 28 years old. In those seasons, Kobe's average deviation from his 28.3 points per game was 6.8 points, compared to LeBron's 4.7. Kobe's average deviation from his 46% field goal percentage was 8.8, compared to LeBron's 8.5. So in terms of scoring, LeBron was slightly more consistent, at least for that season. However, when we look at other things like assists and rebounds, Kobe has an edge. The other super scientific method we used was to ask the fans. LeBron won that competition too. All things considered, we're giving this category to LeBron. We put this one last so you couldn't accuse us of being ring counters. Our guess is if you stayed this long, then you're smart enough to know there's more to it than championships. Then again, it's hard to ignore those 5 rings shining in your face. All jokes aside, let's look at each player's individual achievements and see who comes out on top. LeBron has made 11 All-Star games, 12 assuming he makes it this year, and won All-Star Game MVP twice. He won Rookie of the Year, is a 4-time MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, and has 2 championships. He has 9 All-NBA first-team selections, is a 1-time scoring champion, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Kobe, by the same age, was a 12-time All-Star and 3-time All-Star Game MVP. He won the regular season MVP once, Finals MVP twice, and had won 5 championships. He had 8 All-NBA first-team selections, was a 2-time scoring champion, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Now there are a lot of things we could consider here. Kobe played with Shaquille O'Neal, which probably made winning those rings a little easier. On the other hand, it meant that he won fewer MVP awards. So you could say Kobe got the championships, but LeBron got the MVPs. Let's look at some other notable achievements. LeBron is a 4-time SB Best NBA player. He has the most total assists by a forward, is one of 3 players in NBA history to win MVP and Finals MVP in the same season twice, one of 5 players in NBA history to win 4 Most Valuable Player awards, is first place all-time for scoring average in Game 7s with 34.4 points per game, is first place all-time for scoring average in elimination games with 31.7 points per game, and holds the Cavs franchise record for 40-point games at 42. He's also had 9 50-point games and 1 60-point game. Kobe has the second most points scored in a game, is a 2-time SB Best NBA player, was the leader in playoff points per game 3 times, is the only player in NBA history with more than 30,000 points and 6,000 assists, and holds multiple Lakers franchise records. He is also one of 4 players to score 60 or more points more than 1 time. We could easily go on all day about each player's achievements and accolades. There's that many of them. So we're calling this one a tie. With a final score of 4-3, the chosen one has defeated the Black Mamba, at least in our matchup. Both are all-time greats and have strengths that make them valuable to any team. Which one would you pick as the star of your team? Let us know in the comments, and make sure you follow us on social media to see previews of our videos before we post them. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe for more NBA mixes and top 10s.